joining me. If you've never subscribed, I upload 2 to 4 videos a week, and I always love designer handbags and talking about them, so that's my channel. And I also do an occasional unboxing by Rachel Zoe, which should be coming soon for the fall box of style. But otherwise, it's all about bags. Today I wanted to talk about this classic Speedy. It is actually one of the most perfect Louis Vuitton bags. I love the design, I love everything. So I wanted to talk about the pros and cons because this is the Louis Vuitton Classic Speedy in the size 30. And then I also am fortunate to own the Louis Vuitton Speedy bandolier in the size 30. And all that means is it just has the strap option, which is detachable should you not want to use the strap. And I thought that would be a great idea to do a comparison since I've been able to use both. I've used this one a lot more on trips. This one I just got last week, and now I can do a comparison on the pros and cons of the classic Speedy. Let's get right into it. There are 4 topics that I want to talk about for you to know if the classic Speedy is your style or if it's the bandolier is going to be your style. That way you can decide which one is going to be your soulmate. So the first one, my nose is so itchy. The first one is going to be the opening. The opening of these Speedies differ. The classic Speedy has one zipper pull, and it is going to zip all the way across, and you use your lock and key to lock it right in place. This is great because it leaves only this much that cannot be opened, and this allows the zipper to go all the way to its fullest extent on the other side. The Speedy bandolier, in contrast, doesn't have a zipper pull to attach to the side because the Speedy bandolier has a double zip, and it is designed for you to meet the 2 zippers in the middle and then use the lock and lock it in the center. So if you are concerned about the zipper, it would be because this is 1 inch that you give up on each side for the zipper to end and be tied and secure. So I measured the openings for the Speedy 30s in this classic and the bandolier, and the opening for the classic is now 11 inches length when the zipper is open, and this is only 9.5 inches. In the size 30 that we're talking about tonight, that doesn't really make a difference because it's a big opening either way, 9.5 inches or 11 inches, who cares? You can get a lot into these openings. But this fact ends up being very important when you're considering buying the size 25 in the Louis Vuitton Speedy, because a lot of us have noticed that in the size 25 it's really hard to get things into them because the opening is smaller. So that's something to consider when I already had to take off. This was 11 inches, and to go down 1.5 inches to 9.5 just to make, no, it actually went down to, what's 11 inches minus 9.5? That's 1.5 inches. So I sacrificed 1.5 inches of this. So the same thing's going to happen in the size 25 of these Speedy. So it's really, really important to consider when you are looking at a size 25. The size 30, who cares? You know, you're going to have a big opening no matter what. So I hope that makes sense. So when you're trying these out in the store, look at the zippers. Don't get caught up in, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting my first Louis Vuitton I love. I just want to see how I look in the mirror, blah, blah, blah. Stick your hand in the zipper of that 25 and see if the classic Speedy 25 would be a better opening for you than the Speedy 25 in the bandolier, because this is taking off 1 inch from each side just to add the zipper pulls on each side. Second point, Because there's no strap, I don't have the brass, I guess, clips here. Whereas on the bandolier, I have to have this brass detail here to clip my strap to, because it's bandolier. When I took this strap off, there is a little bit of weight added because there's more hardware to the bandolier, so it's just slight. I mean, both of them are super light. You're gonna love both, but this is a little bit heavier than this, and it might just be because I have the lock on this one, but even without the lock, it's going to be just slightly heavier than the classic Speedy. So that's another pro, is that it's lighter, but not by much. They're both light. Because these are canvas, I'm a Louis Vuitton lover through and through. I know these are super expensive, but they're so worth it. And if you go on the pre-love market, I've learned from other people like Lily LV, these canvases, if you buy a pre-loved one, are even more well-made than they are now. They're thicker than they are now. So you're going to get a better price. You're going to get a vintage, which is better well-made. And you have to find one that's before the year of 2014. Thank you, Lily LV, for telling me so many cool things about Louis Vuitton. She knows her stuff. So that is another pro, is that it is lighter than the bandolier. The third pro versus con of the classic Speedy is the aesthetics. I'll let you look. This is the classic Speedy on the bottom. And then we'll look at the bandolier. Both are gorgeous bags. But for aesthetics, I prefer the classic Speedy. It's just cleaner. It's just so ladylike. It doesn't look like I'm on a trip. Whoa, I don't know what happened just to my light. I'll get readjusted. So it doesn't look like I'm going on a trip. It's just so beautiful. So aesthetics wise, I like this one better. And I still want to know who commented. If y'all remember, or if you're the one that said it, thank you. You're the one that said, in my last video, I had two of the same. I had the monogram in both the Speedy Bandolier 25, Speedy Bandolier 30. And the woman said, if it was my dream to have the perfect Speedy, it would be to have the Speedy 25 in the bandolier, because the Speedy 25 without the strap looks like a child's bag. And her ideal Speedy would be a Speedy 30 with no bandolier. And I totally agree with you. I know what you're talking about now. This is just so wonderful. This brings me to the last and final point. The fourth point is that for convenience, this is a con. That's my only con. Like, I absolutely love this bag. I've been using it. It's been raining literally 3 out of the last 4 days that I've been using her, and it's downpours, and I don't even shelter this bag. I just walked right bravely through the rain, and it was a downpour, and I don't think I see any. I get in the car and kind of wipe her off with I have a towel in the car because it rains so much in Missouri. But yeah, the only con is that I do not have a strap for this. So I'm always carrying her on my arm. And let me measure the diameter of my forearm so you can kind of see. Here's my tape measure. The drop of this handle is, in this Speedy Classic 30, is, I'll do inches since we've been doing inches. Okay, the drop is 3.5 inches, 3.5 inch drop. So you've got to have an arm that's going to feel comfortable going right through. I'm going to pick the part of the arm that this purse always touches, and I'll do a measurement. And so the measurement of my chubby part of my forearm is No woman would do this on the other parts of their body, only this part of their body, right? Okay, my chubby part of my forearm is 9 inches in circumference, and so that means width-wise, if I'm trying to fit it into that under or that thing, mine is exactly 3.5 inches width. So that fits right underneath with not much give. And I put my bag organizer, if you put that in there, it doesn't make a difference. It's still 3.5 inch clearance. So be really thoughtful about that when you get a classic, because if you don't like your arm being pinched in here, you're not gonna like using this, because that's gonna always make you have to wear the bag in your hand. It's always gonna have to be handheld. But if your arm is 3.5 inches width, it's gonna fit just fine, and that's how I carry her all the time if I need to carry groceries. And when I carry her, I actually can twist it against my body, and I absolutely love the slouch. So in using this, I don't use the bag organizer because I wanted that boho chic slouch. And thank you for the comment in the last video that you like the slouch too. I love the slouch. I'm so happy that I get to have this bag. But if you are the type that you need this bandolier strap, absolutely go for the bandolier, because you're gonna need, you can use this as a Speedy just like I just did. And then if you're going on a trip or you have your dogs and you need to have a shoulder strap, it's a 3-piece shoulder strap, and right now I have it with the centerpiece missing, and it literally is so convenient because you can just sling it over your shoulder, you can sling it crossbody, and you're hands-free. I really hope this was a helpful video, and the next video I'd like to do is what's in my small classic Chanel double flat bag. And this is a vintage, and it's plated in 24 karat gold, and I found that this is actually very useful compared to the other small double flat bag that I unboxed in December. So hit the notification bell so you know when that video is up. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Hope you guys